Well, hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend Noe. In this video, the wolf awards the fox. To start off, I want to give you a little scenario, a little story, so to say. This farmer, he has 1,000 egg-laying hens, but he keeps losing some every week. So this farmer goes to the wolf. What can I do? What can I do? And the wolf tells him, I have a fox that can guard your hen house, and he will protect your hens from being taken. Well, the farmer a week later comes back to the wolf. Thank you so very much. My loss has gone down 60%. So you would think a fox guarding a hen house? Well, yes. The fox that's guarding the hen house is still taking his hens, but he's keeping the other foxes out. And because the loss has gone down 60%, the farmer's happy. He thinks the fox is doing his job. So, how does this work in our society of today? Well, simple. The wolf is giving the fox the award. We see this in Hollywood. How does this work in Hollywood? Well, very simple. Every year they have their Actors Guild Award, they have their Oscars, and they have their Grammys, but who is giving out the award? They are. They are giving the awards to themselves. So that after the award, just the nominee, what do we see after that? Well, here we have an actor or an actress that has a lot of influence over people and the way they think and the way their morals and their principles and their values are within their lives. So these are the ones that we need to promote and push, because they are swaying the true morals and principles and values of this large group of people within our society. So after these yearly awards and everything, what do you see? This actor or actress is now in this film, and how do they promote this film? They promote this film by 5-time Oscar nominee so-and-so, 3-time Golden Globe Award winner so-and-so. And what do people do? Oh, they're so great. Well, they must be great. Look at all the awards they've won. Really? Now let me take you into reality. Back in the late 1990s, there was the Department of Education in America was having a very big problem. The good teachers of the past were now retiring. And the teachers coming out of the colleges and the universities could not pass a simple teacher's equivalency exam. So instead of the Department of Education going to these universities and these colleges and say, hey, it's time for you to do your job and do what you're being paid for, and these teachers need to be taught properly so they can at least meet the standard of what it is that we have for a person to be a teacher. No. You know what they did? They lowered the standard. So people today are wondering why our children are so off the wall stupid and uneducated, and there's no skills. They can't even write cursive. They can't even read cursive. They don't even know what cursive is anymore. Why? Because they lowered the standard. If your teachers cannot keep up the standard of the equivalency of what it takes to be a teacher, then what do you think they're teaching our children? They're definitely not teaching them to a standard. Why is it America spends just under $300 billion per year? That is more than the next 26 countries combined. But yet, where does America rate when it comes to a global scale in reading, writing, arithmetic, science, history, grammar? We are in the mid to high 20th rating. One would think for $300 billion we should be at least number 1 or number 2. But no, when it comes to math, America rates 24th in the world. Science, we are 28th in the world. Reading and writing, we are 26th in the world. Why is that? It's because the Department of Education has lowered the standard of the teacher. So, what are the kids being taught today? And we know many young children, you have this.
Daddy! Daddy, 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 daddy. Not the mama!
So, think about it. Until the schools get their hands on them, and they're not allowed to think that way. So I took a little video off in Telegram that a person had posted, and I sent it around to a few of my friends and stuff, and it's unbelievable. This girl pulls into a gas station with a Tesla. Her and her friend, they're both looking around trying to figure out where to put the gas in. And this one guy is kind of chuckling and everything, and finally he goes, I got to talk to her. I got to help him. And he's trying to explain to them, you don't put gas. It's a Tesla. Huh? My boyfriend bought it for me. I don't know. So, geez, this girl, her boyfriend bought her a $60,000, $70,000 Tesla, and she doesn't have a clue. All she knows is that there's a gauge on the dash that's on E. And he's trying to explain, you need to plug it in. It's an electric car. Huh? This girl looked like she was in her early 20s and had no idea she was driving an electric car, and that you have to go to a charging station and you have to plug this in at a charging station or have a charger in your home to charge your car. She's so frustrated at this point, and the video ends when I'm just going to call my boyfriend. This is the society, ladies and gentlemen, we are living in. Why do you put your faith in people that the wolf, in a fox, that the wolf has given an award to? Let's put this into a biblical perspective of today. Our churches. A person gets a job in a church, you're the pastor. Oh, the first thing that this pastor is doing is bragging about his qualifications because he went to some Bible college or some Bible institute. And look at my awards. So now people are sitting in this church and they're taking this pastor, this preacher's word for it. And this preacher now is carrying on, and if somebody shows up in this church and this person that starts going to this church has read their Bible and studies their Bible for themselves, and they can see that this preacher is not being biblically truth. There's no biblical truth in what he's saying. And he's circumventing a lot of truth because he doesn't want to offend. So, is this a true church of God? No, it's not. That little thing I showed you earlier. You know how many churches are telling their parishioners that that lifestyle is fine? And they will not even study it, read it, or explain what God sees about that lifestyle. They won't talk about what God thinks about ego and pride and greed and boastfulness. I sat in a church for 6 years. Never did I hear about all of these sinful things. But I saw it firsthand by the people that this pastor put in as deacons and the leadership of this church. I saw the sin running rampant within these families, the pride, the greed. You know, how do you justify taking $10,000 out of the church coffers and giving it to a family, saying they're going on a mission trip, and when they come back from the mission trip, you learn very quickly that it wasn't a mission trip. It was a family holiday. Look what we did, and look what we went to see, and look at this, and we traveled over here, and we looked at this, and we saw this, and we saw that. Oh, and we spent a day giving radios to the indigenous people of the land. But then we went on this field trip over here to see this exhibit. So the family went on a family holiday. They went on a vacation, and the church paid for it and called it a mission trip. When the youth in this church are pushed to the side, the only children in this church that were ever promoted or ever helped or ever, the church done things with were the deacons' children. That was it. Other children were just put to the side of, you're not worthy. You're not as good as this child. Look at what they're doing. This child goes to this private school, and this child goes to this private school, and these children are homeschooled. Oh, you go to a public school? Oh, bleh. Favoritism. What does the Bible say about a church filled with favoritism? What does God think about one person to another person? We see in Ecclesiastes, what does Ecclesiastes say? Rich, poor, free, bound. It doesn't matter. In the eyes of God, nobody is above another. Nobody. It doesn't matter if you're bound and you're in jail or you're a slave. It doesn't matter. You are seen equal in the eyes of God to the man that's free, rich, with everything and abundance. It doesn't matter. But in society, people have been indoctrinated into believing that the award that the wolf has given the fox makes the fox worthy, when it doesn't. And this is, I mean, look at people. People can't even be themselves online anymore. Me, this is what you get. There's no filters, there's no nothing. This is me. I speak from my heart, and here it is. And I understand YouTube is shadow banning my videos, and I see how the view counts. You go in, I put up a new video, I go in 2 hours later, and I have this number. And an hour later I check it again, and that number's not up, the number's down. I see where comments have come in, but I can't view them. You can't view them. It's like they don't exist. And this is how YouTube tries to shame people. Oh, if you want to get more views and you want to be more popular, then you have to bow down to our way of thinking. You have to be more inclusive, and you have to hate yourself for the color of your skin. But if not, oh, we're going to hurt you. We're going to hurt your feelings by taking away your views. And look, see, people don't want to comment on your content, but we come here and we can explain how. You can get more comments and more likes and more views. That's the indoctrination. But what do people do? I mean, TikTok, I'll never use TikTok. It's a joke. And I don't care who owns it or where it comes from or whatever, I don't care. No, it's because of what is on it. And it's what's being done to people. Oh, people can sit there and they can click this filter and click that filter, and you can take an 80-year-old man and make him look 20. Why do people have to be fake that way? And this is what God is seeing. This is what God is seeing within America. Not to mention all the other countries in the world, but just America. We have people now that are, they were humbled at first, then they got a little popularity, and now they're so egotistical that I can't even stand to watch them anymore. And the boasting, oh, look what we have, and look what we're doing on our property, and brag, 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 brag. And I kind of feel sorry for these people because they are putting it all over the internet. You will be found. When people are starving, you will be found. It's kind of easy. You know, if you have your post office box of where people can send you stuff. So, don't you think that when these people are starving around that area, they can find you? Well, we know what their yard and stuff looks like because it's all over the internet. We know what they have because they've talked about it all over the internet. And that's what this indoctrination of the wolf giving the award to the fox has created. So, before you think you are better than anybody else, remember, in the eyes of God, we are all equal. It doesn't matter what possessions or what popularity or how many views or clicks or whatever we get. That doesn't matter. What matters to God is what's in your heart, truly in your heart. Put away that pride, put away that ego, put away that greed, put away that boastfulness, and be yourself. Turn off those filters. Do you really need 50, 60, 100, 200, 300,000 views on some stupid 1-2 minute TikTok? Do you really? Is that what gives you worth or gives you value? Do you need 150,000 views on your YouTube channel per video? No, you don't. Because when it comes right down to it, it's your soul that matters. And if you care more about what other people think, then you don't care enough to save your own very soul. And that's damning. So I hope you understand in this video that God loves you the way you are. And there are stipulations to who you are. Don't ever let man tell you you have to be somebody else or something else than what he created and how he created you. Because God created you. Don't let man sway you. Don't let man think that you need to be something other than what God created you to be. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this is No Way Out.